A few years ago, I owned over 30 different fragrances. Today, after reducing my collection drastically, it consists of around 30 bottles. Yes, you heard that right. You think it doesn't make sense? Well, I eliminated all the fragrances I liked, but that didn't truly captivate me. Instead, I stocked up on those I genuinely loved. And the fragrances I now own represent just 8 distinct scents. This isn't a story about minimalism for its own sake. It's about discovering the difference between what you like and what you truly love. About making decisive choices and why that distinction can fundamentally change how you approach not just fragrance but style itself. When I started exploring fragrances, I fell into the same trap many enthusiasts do. Every fragrance seemed to smell good. Starting with, for example, Yves Saint Laurent La Nuit de l'Homme or Bleu de Chanel Parfum and other highly popular fragrances, I thought, oh, they smell really nice. I might have confused appreciation with the excitement of discovering new olfactory experiences. That excitement even led me to blind purchases. I must admit I'm guilty of that. By adding these and so many other so-called mainstream or designer fragrances to my collection, I saw myself with having a lot of fragrances that I could enjoy. But here's what I discovered. There's a profound difference between objective appreciation and genuine emotional connection. I like many fragrances, but I must say I didn't really love them. Having paid for quite a lot of fragrances that I didn't deeply love, realizing now I wasted my money. Whenever I wanted to apply a scent, I had to make a decision between many options, none of which felt completely right. Until I discovered one fragrance that changed it all. The turning point came when I smelled Guerlain Habit Rouge EDT for the first time during the pandemic in 2020. The moment I smelled this, I realized that this was the fragrance I was looking for all the time. This one blind buy purchase was worth it, and without it, I doubt I would have found Guerlain. With Habit Rouge, my Guerlain voyage, so to speak, started. Habit Rouge. This is my most beloved scent. I love all of its aspects. The dizzy citrus opening, the spicy floral accents with rose and carnation, and the sweet, dramatic bass note with leather and an addictive vanilla note that is beautifully created. There is so much transition in the fragrance that every time you wear it, you explore different facets of it. It's like those movies with depth, that whenever you rewatch it, you explore something different and be fascinated again every time. This fragrance led me to explore other classic fragrances of Guerlain and made me appreciate the house. Habit Rouge to this day stays one of my all-time favorites, and still unbelievably, it was first created in 1965. I would never have imagined that I had to go back to old classics to find what really resonated with my taste. I also have come to absolutely love some of its flankers like Habit Rouge Légère from 2005 and Habit Rouge L'Eau from 2011. Right now I own some modern versions and some vintage versions. The Habit Rouge cologne seems to be from the last century even, but its fragrance is still tremendously beautiful. Once I found my fragrance love, so to speak, I purchased Héritage EDT next, as I knew this must be a stunning fragrance too. After all, it's just like Habit Rouge made by the same parfumeur, Jean-Paul Guerlain. Héritage is another kind of masterpiece of masculine perfumery. This isn't just a fragrance, it's beauty captured in a bottle. The airy and spicy opening with lavender and aldehydes, the heart with a very dominant patchouli, and the base, a prominent sandalwood, make this a very woody and spicy fragrance. The sweet aspects, which I feel the Guerlain classics are known for, are never cloying but tremendously pleasant and lovely. Héritage, just like Habit Rouge, is a versatile fragrance. Any season except the hottest summer works just perfectly. I can wear Habit Rouge and Héritage whenever I want. It's always the best choice. Whether the vintage formulation or the modern version, the DNA remains unmistakably sophisticated. With L'Instinct de Guerlain Pour Homme EDT, we have another masterpiece of fragrance. It's again a true versatile weapon. It suits just any occasion and any season except the hottest days. Being from 2004, I believe it represents Guerlain's modern interpretation of their classical approach to men's fragrance. It starts with a lemon and spicy licorice opening due to the anise. It evolves in the heart into an utterly smooth cacao sunroot fascination that ends with the typical Guerlainade, the famous sweet and vanillic base. What a beauty this is! There's never a chance I would miss with these three fragrances. Notice something? All Guerlain, all classics. All fragrances that have proven their worth over time. There hasn't been a day they turned into just a like instead of a love. One non-Guerlain made it into my list of absolutely stunning fragrances. It's a Chanel, and it's the Egoist EDT and the Egoist Cologne version. It's a creation from 1990, and thus it can be considered a men's classic fragrance, I think. Both of these fragrances are very woody and complex. The EDT has a beautiful rose, cinnamon and tobacco heart with a deep woody sandalwood base. The Cologne version lacks the rose and spicy facets, but takes the woodiness to the possibly most stunning extreme. These scents demonstrates the same level of sophistication as the Guerlain classics. On my journey finding these treasures, I sold many of those fragrances I didn't feel compelled to have in my wardrobe. Wardrobe is a better term than collection, I feel, as I want to use my fragrances and not just store and look at them, but you know what I'm pointing at. Having fewer fragrances to choose from, but more of those which I genuinely love, reduces my choices to a set of fragrances that are absolutely important to me. I don't just wear these fragrances, I wear them because I want to enjoy their depth. I want to explore what they have to offer, what story they have to tell. Think about your own wardrobe. You probably have pieces you like. They're fine, they serve a purpose, you don't regret buying them. But then you have pieces you absolutely love. The ones you reach for instinctively. The ones that make you feel most like yourself. In one way, it makes life easier because you don't have to decide all the time. And for another way, you will always be happy whenever you enjoy what you love. The same principle applies to fragrance. A curated wardrobe of beloved scents is infinitely more valuable than an extensive assemblage of merely appreciated ones that you don't really wear. To sum up what reducing my wardrobe brought to the table in terms of benefits. Financial clarity. Instead of constantly seeking the next purchase of an unknown fragrance, I settled. I invested in backup bottles of my favorites and vintage formulations, as I know I will appreciate and apply them for decades to come. Deeper appreciation. I learned the nuances of each fragrance, understanding how they performed in different seasons, settings, and moods, just to find out they always work anytime and on any given day. The more versatile a fragrance is, the more I can enjoy it. Authentic signature. People around me and I began associating specific scents with me, creating a consistent olfactory identity. That many people call a signature scent. Nevertheless, calling it a signature scent or not, if you deeply enjoy it, you don't need to name or categorize it. It just becomes second nature to wear it. There's a reason these Guerlain fragrances have endured. These fragrances revealed something to me that modern releases hadn't. A depth and complexity that made me fall in love with the art of perfumery itself. The moment I smelled Habit Rouge, I was immediately transported to another world of craftsmanship. With my age, wearing these at 31, I believe I'm a good example for why these fragrances are truly timeless and still relevant. Their high quality and artistic scent profile stand the test of time. 60 years in fragrance history is nothing. These scents are still remarkably young and relevant. Like a well-tailored suit or quality leather shoes, classic fragrances improve your understanding of refinement rather than simply reflecting current tastes. Habit Rouge was launched in 1965 and remains relevant today. Heritage, slightly younger, being from 1992, feels still timeless. These aren't fragrances that will feel dated in many decades to come. They are compositions that will grow old with you together. If you're looking to refine your own fragrance wardrobe, here's my recommendation: the love test. For 1 month, only wear fragrances you genuinely love, not just like. At the end, you will have an understanding for which bottles you naturally reach for. The authenticity check. Even if you don't receive compliments, do you still love the fragrance and couldn't care less for outer acknowledgement? It doesn't mean you shouldn't appreciate compliments. You will receive plenty of them with these anyway, but it shouldn't be your primary motivation. They offer much more depth than that. The signature question. Ask yourself, if I could only wear one fragrance for the rest of my life, what would it be? That's your true favorite. And believe me, with these classics, you couldn't decide which to go for. Thoughtful style isn't about having more options. It's about making better choices that feel relevant to you. My Guerlain and Chanel classics serve me better than 30 varied fragrances ever did. The goal isn't minimalism for its own sake. The goal is clarity for your true taste. And sometimes clarity means choosing love over like, depth over breadth, and classics over trends. What fragrances do you truly love versus simply like? Let me know in the comments below. I would be very happy if you gave this video a thumbs up and subscribed to my channel. See you in the next video.